the chair of the Roads and Transport Committee in Parliament, Ms. Ayeh-Paye, who's joining me. Ms. Ayeh-Paye, I want first, this is a pretty tragic story. I'm pretty sure. How is the committee taking in all this, knowing that you've done a lot
good evening
with the law?
To your listeners. And also, my condolences go to the family. A very sad story. I've read and been following it since yesterday. The impact, yes, very high, and also because it wasn't head-on, but rather the other vehicle hit the middle side of the other vehicle. So all the safety gadgets put in front of the vehicle to absorb such part of a form of impact will not work because it hit the middle part of the vehicle. So the occupants of that vehicle will sustain very, very high injury. I think that must also increase the number of the deaths in the vehicle. It's very sad. The committee, I spoke to my ranking member just this afternoon, and there's so many things that we've been doing with the National Road Safety Committee, the Ministry of Transport, the Ghana Highways Authority, to try to reduce accidents, especially on our trunk routes. I quite remember just before we went on recess, the Ministry of Transport, Roads and Highways brought a loan agreement in Parliament in which we are going to put street lights on some of the highways in this country, some locations that can also reduce the rate of accidents on our trunk routes. The DVLA and the National Road Safety Commission and also the MTTD, before and during this Christmas, we're also going around educating drivers and put up measures that can reduce road accidents. So, indeed, we are doing so many things to reduce accidents on our roads. The most important thing is driver behavior, which is very difficult to control. Before I became a member of Parliament, I was with DVLA as a test officer and vehicle examiner. I've been training and testing drivers for driver's license, and the major issue then was driver behavior, and I think it is still driver behavior. There's one basic driving regulation that we've been asking drivers, they don't pay attention to it. They say don't accelerate when being overtaken. Don't accelerate when being overtaken simply means when one vehicle is trying to overtake you, don't increase your speed, because the vehicle that is about to overtake you might have estimated your speed and see that he can overtake you. Just for you to increase the speed, which will affect the time that vehicle will bypass you. And that's what exactly happened yesterday. So I wasn't there, but listening at the scenario and what happened, clearly the other driver was also speeding. And maybe when he saw the other vehicle coming, also decided to speed. But one issue that I find difficult to understand is where the accident happened. The road is very straight there, so the other driver can see very far from where the accident happened. So what happened that he did not see the other truck approaching? Very sad. But I think we must continue to educate drivers, we must continue to check. Law enforcement, one critical problem that we are facing in this country is MTTD and other security agencies that are to enforce law on our roads for us. So we must also look into that and see how best we can enforce some of the regulations. One of your panelists was talking about speed limit. Yes, it is the regulations, but we are not enforcing it. How many vehicles or higher occupant vehicles that are having a speed limit that is fixed into the accelerator or the engine fuel system to control the speed? So some of these things need to be implemented. When it is done, I think it can reduce the speed, because The slogan say, kill your speed before your speed kills you.
And very finally, on that point you just made, the last point, I mean, you have the authority in Parliament. We've given you the power to do some of these things on our behalf. I mean, the agencies that were supposed to implement these speed limiters, like DVLA, have failed to do that. They are under a ministry. Is it something that you want to look into?
Quite recently, we passed the National Road Safety Authority Act. You know, it was National Road Authority, National Road Traffic Commission. Now it is National Road Traffic Authority. They now have powers. We've given them extra powers of which they can use to even prosecute and arrest drivers who misbehave on the road. Apart from that, we've also given them power to check institutions like DVLA. National Road Safety Authority can now prosecute DVLA if they have to do something to prevent accidents and they fail to do. They can fine them, they can take them to court. So many powers that be given to them.
Let me ask a quick question on that. Do you expect now the National Road Safety Authority to go ahead now and crack the whip on DVLA and other institutions failing?
We've given them the power now. The law has been passed by Parliament.
Yeah, I know you're giving them the law. There's giving them the law and whether they are going to use the law. What's your expectation on that?
Yes, we have a National Petroleum Authority. We have NCA, that is the National Communication Authority. They regulate the service providers of our communication system. So also the National Road Safety Authority should be able, and they will, because now they have the power. DVLA was consulted. We had a meeting with them 2-3 occasions. We let them to understand what the law is coming to do. All the stakeholders, GPRTU, another transport company, Metro Mass, STC, and other transport organizations. One of the panelists was talking about regulating who regulates the transport companies and what goes into formation of a transport company. Yes, that is why the National Road Safety Authority is coming. Now, just like the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, it register all aircraft that comes into this country. So also, National Road Safety Authority is going to register and regulate transport companies and organizations like the Pro Tour, the GPRTU, the VIP, the VVIP, even color code. You are going to register all this and give them color code and give them check whether, yes, you put your speed limit. Okay. So many things will be put into place that I think will help check.
I am grateful that you joined us. I'm grateful. I need to come back to this.